Hi there. For the past few years, I've been working on a recipe that would let you roast your Thanksgiving turkey in a cast iron pan. It seems every year I've been updating and tweaking this recipe as I'm always looking for a recipe for the perfect roast turkey. Because of this, I'd like to share a few tips I've learned about roasting turkey. There are probably 10,000 roast turkey videos out there on YouTube by now, and almost all of them have some kind of a trick or gimmick for making the perfect turkey. While I don't know if this is the perfect turkey, I did like the results with how this one turned out. This recipe is very simple, and you don't even have to baste the turkey over time. It doesn't have any temperature adjustments or flipping the turkey or putting it in feet first. What it does have are 2 tips that I hope you'll find useful. First, I'd like to strongly recommend you make the investment, less than $20, and use a digital probe thermometer. A lot of those recipes give an estimate on cooking your turkey at so many minutes per pound, but that's just an estimate and it's not really accurate. Besides, this probe thermometer here can be used for any meat dish you want to make, from pork to chicken to steak, and of course, you'll get to use it over and over. Second, of course, I strongly recommend the use of a cast iron pan. What we have here is a Birmingham Stove and Range number 14 sized cast iron skillet dating to the 1960s or early 1970s. They do sell modern day cast iron pans of this size for as little as $20 in some cases. And not only is this the world's greatest turkey roasting pan, it's also the world's greatest pizza pan. And of course, it's a frying pan that can cook a whole meal for your family all at once.
A good roast turkey needs plenty of time to prepare. The turkey has to be thawed out, and brining the turkey will keep it moist and add a lot more flavor. I like using a simple buttermilk brine because if it's good enough for fried chicken, then it's certainly good enough for turkey. Actually, this is more of a curdled milk brine since we're using a shortcut that's a lot less expensive than buying a gallon of buttermilk. The good thing about this brine is we don't have to boil it. Just mix in some spices and it's ready to use. Once the turkey is in the brine, we let it soak for at least 24 hours. We preheat the oven to 325 degrees, then begin preparing the flavorings for the turkey. These are very simple aromatics because there is no need to overwhelm the turkey with heavy spices. A popular method for browning the skin is to brush on melted butter, or in this case we're using clarified butter. Sautéing some herbs in the butter will make this an herbal butter. Also, I like to add a teaspoon of paprika to the butter basting solution to add color. Now we remove the turkey from the brine and thoroughly rinse it off before adding the aromatics to the cavity. Coat the inside with salt and pepper, then stuff the turkey with the herbs, onion, lemon, and garlic. We tie the legs together to help the dark meat cook better, and also to keep the stuffing in the bird. Now, we place the turkey in the cast iron pan, then brush on the butter solution. Be generous when coating the skin with butter. Sprinkle on more salt and pepper, then surround the turkey with vegetables. Finally, add a cup of white wine to the pan. Notice we're not using a trivet, but the turkey is resting right in the cast iron pan. This will allow the hot iron to directly contact the dark meat, and it will help give additional cooking to the dark meat. This means the white meat and the dark meat will be finished cooking at the same time, and the dark meat will be a higher temperature. Meanwhile, we also need to prepare the gravy. After the turkey has been in the oven for an hour, begin simmering the giblets to produce turkey broth for making the gravy. Bring the water to a boil, then reduce the temperature to medium-low and let it simmer for at least an hour. And then something unexpected happened. In only 2.5 hours, the turkey was ready. I was expecting to cook for over 3 hours.
And the breast is registering just to about 160. Whereas the thighs are passing 175. This turkey is definitely done. And the cooking thermometer here says 175. Evidently it's not calibrated very well. Fortunately, we got it out just in time.
This was a close call, and if this turkey had simply cooked by minutes per pound, it would have been far overcooked. But it was taken out in time, and the result was this. Now to let the turkey rest so the temperature will rise a few degrees before we serve it. What's more, there was plenty of time to make a good gravy. All that was needed was to remove the big pieces from the pan and add 3 tablespoons of flour. We stir it all together to make a roux. To this, we add the turkey broth. Then we simmer it on the stovetop to reduce it into a good gravy. Some black pepper for extra flavor. And once the gravy is ready, the turkey is ready to serve. It was cooked all the way to the bone, and the breast was anything but dry. It didn't fall apart when sliced, while it remained good and moist, as we can see when we peel back the skin. A touch of gravy, and we have a turkey that should satisfy anyone, except maybe the person who cooked it.
I did learn a couple of lessons with this turkey. First, of course, those cheap cooking thermometers really need to be calibrated before use. But even so, I was surprised this 14-pound turkey was fully cooked in only 2.5 hours. If I'd followed the old tradition of 15 minutes per pound, it would have been in the oven another hour and it would have been far overcooked and too dry. So I definitely want to say again, use a thermometer with cooking, especially with your Thanksgiving turkey. You really won't regret it. I do like how this turkey turned out, and I'd gladly serve it on Thanksgiving. Even so, I'll probably have a completely different turkey video for next year, or maybe even next week. I hope you've enjoyed this, and thank you for watching.